Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has been my most recent gaming obsession in a very long time. I do not remember the last time I was this obsessed with the game. I mean, I've even been ignoring my schoolwork to play this game. It's just been absolutely absurd. And one of the main reasons I've been so in love with this game is the story and characters. I have not seen a game be this rich in its story in literal years. I'm so invested in everything that's been happening, and I was for the entire game, even in the very end where I had to make a tough choice between two of my favorite characters. Now, before I continue any further, I will be discussing spoilers in this video. If you have not finished this game, please do not watch this video. For the love of God, just don't spoil yourself. You need to play this game spoiler free. It's absolutely amazing. It has some of the best plot twists I have ever seen. Do not watch this video. Just get out, come back to it later, or whatever. Just don't watch this. I'm going to be talking about spoilers. Massive spoilers. Literally going to ruin the ending. Now, finally, the people that haven't finished this game left, hopefully we can talk about the two endings. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief summary of both endings, social scenes, and then I'll talk about what I think is the good ending, what I think is the bad ending, and I'll give my personal interpretation of which ending I like more. Let's get started without waiting any more time. Now, once you beat the final boss of the game, you get two choices between Verso and Myel. The first ending I'll be going over is Myel's ending. The very first cutscene you see when you beat Verso is Verso begging for his life, which already sets the tone of this cutscene perfectly well. It's a very tragic scene. You generally feel bad for Verso, especially if you've been attached to him this whole game like I have. My heart absolutely shattered for him in this scene. Him pleading for his life to be over, absolutely heartbreaking, because you can tell, if you've played this game, you've been paying attention, Verso has been going through hell during this entire game, and he's begging to finally be free. Our very next shot is a shot of all the main characters sitting in a massive theater with a piano in the front. You even have characters like Ciel's husband, who's been dead the entire game. A little bit later in the cutscene, we also see a character like Gustavo, which was an emotional scene for me because he was my favorite character in the game for a very long time, so I was very happy to see him again. But all the happy music and the very lively characters are very soon interrupted when we see the black and white screen. If you've played this game fully, you know what the black and white screen means and how serious the scenes are with the black and white screen. And you see the performer was going to be Verso, but his face almost has no emotions behind it. We get multiple shots close up of his face, and there's no expression on it. It's almost like he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't feel anything. You just don't really see a hint of expression on his face. And what really haunts me about this ending is the final shot of Myel's face. Now, I do apologize for the small jump scare, but I just want to show off the music and the set of this scene. I believe this scene is genuinely amazing. It's probably up there one of my favorite scenes in all of gaming. I just can't imagine this scene being made any better than it already is. Now, before we move on to Verso's ending and finally get to the discussion of which ending is the better ending, I think it's pretty obvious this is a bad ending, but I'll give my reasoning of why I think the other ending is better. Because I've heard some arguments, I've heard some people prefer this ending over the other one. And the end of the scene, we can see Myel is clearly becoming like the painter. She's been inside the painting for too long, and her real body starting to reveal itself, her eyes missing, just like the real Alicia, I guess I should say. But that's enough of this ending. A really brilliant ending. I think the direction of this scene is honestly beautiful. I adore this ending. But we have another ending we gotta talk about. And as for Verso's ending, the ending starts basically the same way. You get to choose between the two characters, where in this version we chose Verso, and at the end we get to see Myel die, which is honestly again very tragic because Myel obviously wants to stay in this world, and it's honestly tragic for us too as the audience, because we know now that Myel's gone, Verso's going to stop the guy from painting, which means every character we spend so much time with, we're so attached to, Monoko, Ciel, Lune, SK, they're all going to get erased because they're all just part of this painting, part of this family's grief. Once they're gone, the whole painting will be gone. All the characters you spend time with will be erased, which honestly really hurts for me. It was a really tragic scene for me. Now I want to talk about one of my favorite scenes from this ending, and that's SK and Monoko approaching Verso, giving him a hug as they are raced. This scene honestly broke my heart. Even seeing it now and talking about it now breaks my heart again, because these two have been in Verso's life for the entire time. They were drawn by the original Verso, and this Verso has spent his whole time here with them. So seeing them get erased is very tragic, but seeing them support him even in the end, even if this is his decision, it's a very happy scene. It's very bittersweet is the best way to put it. And it doesn't even end here. We see Ciel and Lune walk in. They give him like a sad look, which hurts to see. Like I said, seeing these characters get erased is obviously a very painful experience, because if you've grown attached to them, you spent 30 hours with them, maybe even more depending on how much side content you did. So seeing them go is just a very sad experience. Now, the real meat and potatoes of this ending comes from when we are finally out of the painting after the scenes I just described. We get to see this entire family finally grieving over Verso. The reason we went through this journey, all these characters experienced this, is because they just could not get over Verso's death. So it's a very sweet moment seeing all of them finally get over Verso's death. It is very tragic for us because, like I said, everything we experienced in the painting world is just basically erased. All those character conflicts, all those characters we're going to attach to are gone. But it is a very sweet thing to see finally the story has come to the end. The tragedy cycle is broken and this family is finally able to move on from Verso's death. Now, I was always sold on this ending because I believe the game was leading you in a direction so you would want to choose Verso's ending and finally let the family move on. But the scene that really sold me on this ending and made it one of my favorite endings in all of gaming was the final scene of Expedition 33 waving goodbye to Alicia. This scene is genuinely perfect. I think thematically it's the perfect ending for this game. We get to see that even Expedition 33 was happy letting the family finally move on from Verso and finally letting the cycle end, and I believe this is the best ending possible for the game. Even though it is bittersweet to let go of people you've spent so much time with, it is the best possible choice for this game. Now, when I first finished both of these endings, I was desperately looking for a third choice. A choice where I didn't either have to destroy a world filled with characters that I've grown to love over the past 40 hours, or an ending where I let Myel lose herself in the painting like her mother did and continue the tragedy of this family. Now, like I said previously, I believe the best possible choice for this game is to destroy the Canva, finally be able to move on, let the family move on, grieve Verso's death, even though it does hurt, even though it is bittersweet to get rid of all these characters you've grown to love, to erase this world, to erase Verso's soul. It's very sad, but I do believe it is the best outcome. I also believe that the game is literally pushing you to make this choice as well. My favorite piece of this being Renoir's conversation in the end after you beat him at the final fight. Him talking about how Alicia could die if she stays in this world. And then the next scene we get to see Verso talking to Alicia. Alicia does bring up a good point that honestly did almost persuade me to go with her, and then that she doesn't really have a life in the real world, but she has one here. But Verso does give a good counter argument. You'll always be Myel no matter where you are. You're a great painter. You'll never have to live in a world where you don't want to. This scene is absolutely heartbreaking, but it does make sense. Even though Myel is going through a lot in the real world, it does not mean that she can't recover after the grief of Verso is gone, after her family is recovered. Myel has a lot of opportunities to be able to move on, to be able to grow from everything she learned as Myel in the painted world. Now, ultimately, this video is just me ranting about my thoughts, getting every thought I have about this game and its ending out, because I had a lot of thoughts on it. I've discussed this ending a lot with my friends, but there's just always a lot more to talk about. I had a lot of thoughts that I want to just get out because it's just been something that's been on my mind constantly ever since I finished. But if you did enjoy this video, if you have finished this game, please let me know what ending you ended up picking. If you liked the video, please leave a like. I really enjoyed making this video myself, and I hope I can make more Expedition 33 videos.